Do not plant potatoes in the ground like this or like this. Today I'm going to show you why you shouldn't plant your potatoes like that, and how I start and set up my potatoes so they produce earlier and give me bigger harvests. Potatoes are one of my favorite crops to grow, but planting it like that can set you behind by a few weeks. The first thing I want to talk about is why you should never plant your potatoes with no sprouts at all. One year I planted potatoes with no sprouts into the ground around the beginning of May. The first week went by, then the second, and then by the beginning of June, the sprouts finally broke through the soil, and I lost about a month worth of time. Over the season, the potato I planted with no sprouts at all were way smaller and ended up producing less potatoes per plant. Now these buckets of potato I kept over winter in a dark place. The room was a little warm, so they've been growing these long shoots over the winter. And the reason they grow these long shoots is because they are trying to look for light. When they receive none, they grow taller and taller. I've had some grew to be over a foot long, and they're really delicate and not as healthy as the compact sprouts on the store-bought potato that I had near a window. So all of these potato sprouts will have to be removed and restarted the proper way again, which I'll show you. Potato sprouts take about 4 to 6 weeks to grow. I'm starting the potato right now in the beginning of April, so they will be ready to plant out in the middle of May, 2 weeks before my last spring frost day. The process of sprouting potatoes is extremely easy. All you will need is some egg cartons and your potatoes. The first step is to remove any long and delicate sprouts. Then you want to look for the end where the potato was attached to the original plant, which is right here. And on the opposite side, you see the eye end, and there are lots of eyes. So what we're going to do is to put the eye end facing upward into our egg carton like this. You want to look for potatoes that are about a large to jumbo egg size to start. Tiny potatoes will not give you good results. Ginormous potatoes can also be started and then cut later into pieces for planting. So we'll fill up the whole egg carton with potatoes. So I'm done putting potatoes in both of my egg cartons, and if you're curious what varieties I have here, I have the Red New Orleans and the Arizona's potato. And now the next step is very important. You want to put your potatoes in a cool place and near a light source, and it could be a garage, an unheated room. If you put your potatoes back in a warm place, it will grow back those long shoots because plants love heat. After 4 to 6 weeks, your potatoes should look like this. And then what you want to do is you want to split any ginormous potatoes, and I'll show you how to do it. I got my potato here again, and you want to have a nice clean knife. And then we're going to look at the potato and see where's the best spots to cut it. This is the eye end, and this is where the original plant was attached to it. So this potato can be cut down right through the center here, and we have one main eye and 2 mini eyes on this one here. Anytime you make a cut on a potato, you do not want to plant it right away. You have to let it scab up and heal. And to do that, we're going to put it on this microgreens tray here, and it have holes so the potato will have good airflow. But before we put it on a tray, if you want big potatoes, we have to remove these smaller eyes and leave only the one big eye to grow. If you want smaller potatoes, you can leave the smaller ones, and then they'll produce smaller potatoes for you. Now breaking these eyes are not going to be enough to stop it, so we'll have to dig it out with a knife. You could also use a small washer if you don't want to make a big incision. And be very careful. There you go, I digged it out. You dig out the next one here. Oops. There you go. And now we'll put the potato on here and let it heal for a few days. I put my potatoes inside the sunroom on a nice rack near a window, and the sunroom stays around 10 degrees. It's been about 4 days and my potato have healed up. You know when it's healed up because it will feel like a leather texture, kinda the same as the potato skin. So now this potato is ready to plant outdoors. So that's it for this video. I hope you learned a lot. If you did, peck that like button. Bye!